gentlemen, Dr. J.
Greetings, I'm Dr. J. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time or not, please make sure you click like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified each time we upload a new video. So today I want to talk about stress because I've certainly been under it. We all have for the last couple of years, especially. American people have the highest amount of stress possible, I believe. And I really believe that what I'm saying, because we're the ones that overwork ourselves. We're the ones that are out here trying to chase the bag and trying to make it happen. And, you know, we don't sleep well. We don't eat right. We don't do all the things we need to do to sustain our life. We don't have that beautiful island life, you know, but even in the island life, there's a lot of poverty. They have other types of stressors, like what we're going to eat, how we're going to live. So it depends, no matter what country you go to. It's amazing that I was in Tanzania and the people had nothing compared to what we had, but they were at peace and they were healthy and they were loving and they were kind. And here in this country, we don't do that. We're all trying to climb on top of each other like crabs in a barrel. So what I want to talk about with stress is really important that we recognize what that is and what's happening to us when we are stressed. And one of the things that I want to bring to our mind is right up here, stress starts here in your shoulders and your neck area. So anytime you go get a massage and they stay really tight, like tight, they can't even really get in there. That's all that stress. We hold our stress in our shoulders and our back and our neck, and that's why we get headaches. And, you know, sometimes that stress is in our arms and in our hands because we're constantly on the computer. Our eyes are strained because of the stress. We are listening to stress. We are watching stress. We are eating stress. Everything we do is stressful. Even in our sleep, we're not sleeping. So we are constantly inundated with these messages, these vibrations, these lights flashing. Your brain is go, 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 go. So what's happening is your brain is constantly on fight or flight mode. And because your brain, number one of three, is on fight and flight mode, it affects everything else. So your digestive system is affected by it. You know how you get so stressed out you can't eat? Or you get so stressed out you eat a lot, or you get so stressed out that you have butterflies in your stomach right before something's getting ready to go down. You can feel it. So it's affecting your digestive system, your colon, which is your third brain, and your second brain, which is your heart. You know, if something goes wrong with that, we're out of here, right? So we have to really guard our heart. And I don't mean just guard our heart as far as what we eat, but guard our heart as far as what we let into our life. It's not just about food. As an herbalist, I'm not just going to tell you about herbs, and I'm going to tell you about food, and I'm not just going to tell you about food. And nutrition, I'm going to tell you about lifestyle. I am telling you this out of my own experience. I probably lived the most stressful lifestyle. I mean, everybody, I can't compare my stress to yours, but sometimes we learn the hard way, and sometimes we have to watch somebody else and what happens to them living that life for us to get the message. And sometimes we don't get the message. Many of us are self-medicating by drugs, by alcohol, because what is the first thing you do? Oh shit, this is one hell of a day. I need a drink. Because we want that temporary fix. We want that temporary feeling of calmness. But it's alcohol and it affects the liver. So, you know, we can drink an adaptogen tea, we can drink a nervine tea, we can go jogging, that serotonin, we can get out there and run. Working out is great for stress. It relieves the stress in the body. It helps clear the body. But what about clearing the mind? Journaling is one of the things that I used to write poetry. I have a couple of published books. And I think I've written some more, I just haven't published. But writing is a good way to deal with all the stress and trauma in your mind. I was just telling a client that our human services departments are our psychological professionals will tell you talk therapy is good. It's very good to get things out. But at the end of the day, what is the root? See, we have people go to substance abuse classes. We have people go to anger management. We have people go to all these classes thinking, oh, if you take all these things, that's going to resolve the issue. It resolves shit. That's what I said. Nothing gets resolved. Why? Because all you're doing is putting a Band-Aid on the root of the stress. If the root of the stress is abandonment, neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, financial abuse, spiritual abuse, there's so many types of abuse. And if we don't look at the root of why this keeps happening, then we can't correct our behavior. And sometimes looking in the mirror is very, very hard, but we have to do that. It's not what we hear, it's how it's said. And that's important as well. Sometimes you can have great intentions on helping somebody by being straight to the point, but you do more damage than good. You think you did something good, but it's damaging. And sometimes the person you say this to doesn't realize how damaging it is until later. So that's why we have to be trauma-informed people. We have to think about trauma. If you're trauma-informed, then you're more mindful about the things that you say, especially if you keep pushing buttons, that gaslighting, that narcissism, keep pushing these buttons. And what ends up happening is a person that's been gaslit so much under a narcissist, and they start to doubt themselves, and they go through imposter syndrome, and they have all these things going on to where all of a sudden it affects them physically. They have their heart's beating faster, they can't sleep, which affects other things, their adrenal system, the lymph nodes, everything starts to be affected by this stress. And then they end up going to a psychologist, psychiatrist, a marriage and family therapist, where there's nothing wrong with that. Please, I advocate for it. Please get the help. Then they want to put you on a little pill, which many times the side effects of that pill is worse than what you're taking the pill for. So then you want to come to a clinical herbalist like myself and get something natural to help you with that. And yes, it can help you calm, it can help you be able to relax enough to think, and help possibly help assist with reversing some of that stress in your body and relaxing you. But then again, what is the root? That root can only be touched by you and a trained professional or a trained coach or someone with that background that can help you go there without staying there. So please, when it comes to mental health, yes, there are herbs that can help you. Well, Dr. J, what are some of the herbs? Hey, you can have some lavender and chamomile tea. Put your feet up, put some nice music on, and just sip the tea. I have a tea that I create. Don't laugh. It's called I Don't Give a Shit. That's right. I don't give a shit. When you drink this tea, you start to relax, and eventually you just don't care. It's just like, okay, now I can think clearly. I'm going to sleep. There's different things, there's different herbs. There's valerian that can help you relax. There's ashwagandha that can help you relax. There's so many different herbs that can do these things. But again, you need someone who's trained and has your thorough background to let you know what works for you. And even with that, what is the root? You might have to make some changes in your life, and it's going to be hard, but you might have to make those changes. If you can't change your environment, you can change your thinking. The only thing you have control of is you. And you got to have boundaries. And it's hard. Trust me, it's hard. But if you want to live and you want to be healthy before all the hell breaks out in your body, that stress, you got to back up from it. That means you got to back up from CNN and Fox News. That means you got to back up from social media and who shot John and who beat up who. You got to back up from things that don't give you joy. If it doesn't give you joy, if you don't enjoy it, then maybe you shouldn't be involved in it. If you don't like being around certain people, then maybe you should distance yourself from that as much as possible, if not period, with a T on the end. Maybe if you don't like your job and you can't stand going to work every day, maybe it's time for you to look for another one. There's so many different things. One change can make a big difference. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know your experiences. Let me know what you think in the comments. May the Most High bless you and keep you and stay safe. Shalom.